And when we say malama, that word has many meanings. It not just means take care, feel honored, feel privileged, respect, appreciate, all of that combined in that one word, malama. And when you say aina, you don't just mean land, you mean the ocean. Anything that is in your possession or anything that you have, that is what you consider your kuleana, your responsibility. And I think that's what the tendency is. A lot of times we put responsibility aside, but if we can look at it as a hui, then I think progress can be made faster for the betterment.
I mean, I grew up here when, there was so much fish. I don't know what had happened. When I went in the military and went in the city for a little while and then came back and everything gone. Most time it's human, they overfish,
We have friends who died for years, and 20 years ago they could pick up a dozen or so. Now he dives and he said, sometimes you don't even get anything.
My papa was a fisherman. He used to always say it was much easier back then. That's the simplest way to put it, because they weren't faced with the same things that we're faced with today, with overpopulation, pollution, environmental change, the ecosystems being altered. They had a very more simplistic view. It was easier to catch the fish that they wanted back then.
We want to protect this community. If we don't have those resources, no sense having a community like this,
Nui ke aloha e hi'i poi nei, me ke alau kalipoa.
Our Lawaiʻa ʻOhana camp program started in 2010 as a pilot. The first camp was held at Kalaimano in Ka'upulehu on the island of Hawaii. And since then, the program has grown every single year. And there's camps across the whole island chain on the main Hawaiian islands, Kauai, Maui, Oahu, Lanai, Molokai, and Hawaii Island.
I think due to the recent lack of intergenerational transfer of knowledge, we see that a lot of our kupuna, or the retainers of these practices, are dwindling rapidly, and that's the urgency that we see here. But with these camps, the younger kids learn what it is to be a team player, to learn what it is to be a community member.
Working on the fish pond wall and plugging our families into this other greater movement of protecting sacred lands and hearing speakers with a wealth of wisdom. And a lot of them are younger generation too, so I think that inspired a lot of our Makua generation and kupuna to be like, wow, look at these kids, are so awesome. And to have all those people from all over Hawaii willing to kokua our place. And not just for us, but to eventually feed our lahui was really special.
And keeping those traditions of our kupuna alive. These camps, what they do is that we bring in all different kinds of practices, not only from this community, but from our neighboring communities as well, that help diversify how we fish so that we're not doing the same thing all the time, and giving the fish a chance to replenish their numbers.
And the camps are a way that people can reconnect to place, but between the islands, they are able to learn about what other people are doing and help to improve on their resource management and pono practice, and just to make the camps better. Lawaiʻa ʻOhana camps are family camps where multiple generations come together, kupuna, makua, and keiki, and they're able to pass down traditional knowledge of fishing practices from one generation to the next.
Palu, it's tradition, yeah? Now get some fellow fishermen, they're using what we call chop chop, which is like cow hamburger meat, for the fish, they cut them up and they're using chop on our cores. And they're killing the cores. So that's why we took back these 7 cores and we just, when nobody can come in with chop, you gotta use this palu only.
They get a hands-on learning experience. They learn oli, mele, and pono fishing practices.
We always usually do hukilau. Traditional, they make the lau with a konana and they go on the beach and surround it, you know, semicircle and pull it up. It's really cute because all from the little babies to our kupuna, they can all participate in that.
Big part of your responsibility when you go fishing is learning the route.
My favorite thing I learned at this camp was the certain kind of fish during the seasons. Like there's certain seasons you can only catch a fish. I never knew that because I never really knew the fishing laws until I came to the camp, so that's good. So now if I catch something that is not supposed to be caught, I can release it now and, you know, respect that it's not the season to do so.
What do you got going? This is going to be really small because this is about the size they start maturing at. Okay. So it's going to be hard to find the gonads. So what I usually do is pull out all the intestines. So you got to get gross. I have baby wipes. It would be in this first box. This first box is where you're going to be. So
they're able to embrace and learn about their place.
Well, I consider every beach pretty much important to me because it's Hawaii and born and raised here, so taking care of our aina is like important to me no matter where we go, even if we're up the mountain. This is my first time at this camp. I've been to a few also on this beach, but this one is really ʻOhana oriented. Everyone, I like how it gets to know each other and it just like everyone bond, even if you never knew the person before, you leave knowing the person or you leave knowing something about the person. And it really brings everyone together, and I think it really helps bring the community together, and people from everywhere now know about the beach, and when they come here they'll see rubbish and be like, oh, let's pick it up from camp, and puts everyone together, and I love it. It's really awesome, I guess.
So our bigger vision is just to have our families that live here managing our resources in the ocean and upland and our streams. And how do we do that? It's growing capacity, but in growing capacity, it's also growing relationships between families. And that's where, you know, Lawaiʻa Camp fits in, is our families have this opportunity to spend time with each other, time that we normally wouldn't spend with other families, and also time to talk about our fishing practices. We looked at tools of building a social movement, and it's very basic. It's you work on issues that matter to the community. In this, we're like, okay, we're gonna work with our fishermen. When we ask who is our community, we see it as concentric circles. In the nucleus is the people that live here, but within that even is the fishermen and the families that actively survive off of the ocean and use it as a subsistence resource. The fishermen were like, they were stoked that we're working on it together, and they became more invested in our Lawaiʻa camp and in our efforts in general. And so those are like some of the basic ingredients of building social movement, is this reciprocality, and it's boiled down to that simplicity. And a lot of the families in the community want a good life and future for their kids. They want their kids to have fun, and I think Lawaiʻa Camp is that for them.
The Lawaiʻa camps actually help bring people back to that way of being, that way of living, that lifestyle that can't really be taught, it needs to be felt. So it's not necessarily that it changed anything. It just brought something back that was lost.
I think it's the aina that connects us all, the land and the people's love for the land. Be honest, I felt like an outsider, but they opened their arms to me and my family, to everybody here actually. So yeah, I love it. I think the kids are going to come away with a lot.
The Lawaiʻa camps, they set the stage for a conversation that's basically care for your place and care for every other one's place the same way you care for your place.
Back in the days when they had like no Walmart or Malama Market or no clothes stores to go to, the ocean was like their main refrigerator. The ocean is one of our main providers, and we have to give back to it if we want something in return.
As we stay true to our community as a fishing community and stay true to what we are known for and how to find our place in today's world, and that's the trick, is because the changes of modern times have made it a little different, but the system that has been in place for hundreds of years and have taken care of our people before all of this introduction of depending on outside dependencies, it's still there. We just have to uncover that.
They enjoy it and they leave with that feeling of I was part of something and I am part of something. And they look forward to doing that again.
The Lawaiʻa ʻOhana camps are a way to bring the community together. It's a way to reconnect, to build relationships with the families, between the families and the place. It's important that our people are able to have that connection so that they can build and embrace their culture. When they build their culture, they're able to have a sense of pride for their aina so that they can take care of it and become pono stewards and practice their traditions. These camps were important because there are a lot of other programs out there that bring children to resource kumu and outdoor activities. However, there was nothing really that involved the whole family, and we felt that it was important to have all generations present so that the learning not only ends at the camp, but it can continue on when the families return home and throughout the rest of the year, so that there's a continual learning experience, a continual practice of those traditions, those stories, those chants, and those malama aina activities. So we definitely felt it was important to have multiple generations present so that it can be a lifestyle rather than just a summer program.
I'm coming again next year. I'm bringing my grandkids.
It teaches them more than words could teach them. The experience going in the water, the experience fishing, the experience just being in this environment, and the natural beauty of what we have. But just to be able to come down here, to swim in the lagoon, to see all the different types of fish, to see turtles. I mean, where can you go and see something like that and not have to pay any money? Priceless. And that's all we can do is remind it's not lost, it's not forgotten, but if it can be appreciated, then automatically respect comes, after appreciation.